The American Heart Association is excited to announce this year's America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk, taking place on Saturday, June 17th at Accelerate Sports in Whitesboro. This year's event has many fun things to offer, starting with the 3-mile run kicking off at 8:30 a.m., followed by the walk that will take place at 9 a.m. All walkers and runners will come back over the finish line and enter our Healthy for Good Heart Expo, where you will be able to get your annual health screenings. Mohawks Valley Health Systems is back with their health screenings for this year. You will also be able to listen to some music, enjoy some food on one of the food trucks, and have a good time with your friends and family. The weekend starts on Friday with the WIBX Heart Radiothon, sponsored by Slocum Dixon Medical Group. It will go from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and feature a treadmill challenge all day long. You can stop by and support or hop on a treadmill. This year's Heart Telethon will take place on both Friday and Saturday and is sponsored by Scalzo, Zogby & Wittick Insurance. This event could not take place without the support of the community. We have sponsors, walkers, and donors coming together to make this a great event. We could not have made this year happen without our Heart Walk chair, Frank Mastrovito, owner of Mastrovito Hyundai, and his amazing team.
There's a lot of folks pouring a lot of energy and their heart and soul into this to make it the best year yet, because every year has to be the best, to make sure that we are doing our part to raise as many funds as we can to help support, like I said, the mission that we're on to help raise awareness for heart health in the Mohawk Valley. And you know, as far as coming out, and it doesn't take much to get out here, join a team, and go on a walk. You can join our team. Our goal is to have 500 walkers just walking from Mastrovito Hyundai, and I think we're well on our way towards that goal. We're networking with a couple people in the area, and we're excited to reach that goal of 500 just for our own individual team.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and stroke is the #5 killer. So you can see that there is such a great need for education in this community. The American Heart Association is focused on addressing hypertension in the community as well as nutrition security. We are also funding some local research projects, 2 at Masonic Medical Research Institute and 1 at Hamilton College. One of the reasons why we're gathering together for America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk is to celebrate our survivors. One of our 2023 Red Cap ambassadors, Lisa Provost, is here to share her story today.
I became interested, more so interested in heart health after my father passed away from heart disease. I have a lot of heart disease on both sides of my family. So I had decided I'm going to, take it upon myself to make an appointment with a cardiologist just to make sure that I'm doing okay. I had done that a couple of years ago. I believe it was January 2020, somewhere in there. Having regular checkups, no major things going on until October of 2021. So I was actually undergoing some preventative testing for breast cancer. It was a breast MRI because I'm considered high risk for breast cancer because it was in my family. So in that MRI, they detected I had an ascending aortic aneurysm. So that, I had no idea how long it had been there. So the plan was they were just going to monitor it and measure it every 6 months. I was set up with a surgeon out in Syracuse just in case I would need surgery, but he was convinced, that he would be seeing me till I was 75, 80. But it had grown in 6 months, and so then they had measured it 6 months later. It had grown again to the point where it was now considered operable. Part of the preoperative testing was a heart catheterization, just to make sure everything was in the clear, nobody expected anything. Well, lo and behold, I had an 80% blockage. So on top of that, I then had to add bypass to my surgery. And, they were even shocked. I mean, nobody would expect, looking at me, that I, needed bypass surgery, that I had heart disease. I'd always eaten healthy, worked out. So this was a total shock. And so January 11th of this year, I underwent open heart surgery, and I'm about 15 weeks out now from my surgery. Within days of getting home from the hospital, I was like fervently writing, you know, everything that I had been through. And I had contacted, I think it was Renee Hartnett of the Heart Association, just saying, I want to get involved. I want to spread the word. I want to advocate because, you know, you have to advocate for yourself, especially women, because we're not always taken seriously. And that, you know, people that think they're doing okay and they look fine, they feel fine, you know, you need to get checked out, because I later learned that I knew heart disease was rampant on my father's side of the family, but I was kind of like, well, they don't really take care of themselves and they kind of don't eat so healthy, but I also learned it was rampant on my mother's side of the family. So if you have genetics especially and you think you're not at risk, then you really need to check again, because that's really important. A factor that people think because they look and feel healthy that they're okay, and I'm standing here telling you that that's not necessarily the case.
We invite you to get involved, whether you want to form a team, sponsor, or make a donation. You can find more information at uticaheartrunwalk.org. We look forward to seeing you out there on June 17th.